back, I had to pray. Hey, look. Trials and tribulations as a man, it's all in God's hand, yeah, it's all in God's plan. I know that you struggle with it, but ain't no giving up. This trial gon' build you up, yeah. Trials and tribulations as a man, it's all in God's hand, yeah, it's all in God's plan. I know that you struggle with it, but ain't no giving up. This trial gon' build you up. Look, you my brother, I'ma keep it real with you. God cancer no one he loves, so let him deal with you. And escape from these curses, therefore we gotta live with it. Every day is a battle, you just can't let it get to you, yeah. This a light affliction, only Christ can fix it. In the day of vengeance, when he pay a visit, I just to pay attention, hold the line, put up them fences, preach the truth throughout the cities. Be about our Father's business, so keep that faith in your ear. If it ain't righteous, edifying, then why let it come near you? These scripts, they medicate you, meditate, these words, they'll cure you. Keeping these laws and these commandments, not a nation, they free you. Cry out loud till they hear you. Trials and tribulations as a man, it's all in God's hand, yeah, it's all in God's plan. I know that you struggle with it, but ain't no giving up. This trial gon' build you up, yeah. Trials and tribulations as a man, it's all in God's hand, yeah, it's all in God's plan. I know that you struggle with it, but ain't no giving up. This trial gon' build you up. Look, when it get hard, keep your head high. Just know you tried the most high, he got it planned out. Your way to paying out. It's a different road, still the same destination. It might take a little longer, but it's to teach you patience. Your reward is not the world, it's the kingdom waiting. And I can tell how bad you want it by the way you label. And it's truth, I mean in life you might just lose some things. You can't go back to your old life in the way that you used to be. Keep moving on. Gotta keep fighting, gotta stay strong. Can't lose your faith when things go wrong. Just hold the line and don't be moved. Seems like God just trying to prove you. Trials and tribulations as a man, it's all in God's hand, yeah, it's all in God's plan. I know that you struggle with it, but ain't no giving up. This trial gon' build you up, yeah. Trials and tribulations as a man, it's all in God's hand, yeah, it's all in God's plan. I know that you struggle with it, but ain't no giving up. This trial gon' build you up, yeah.
Who did this one?
We been lost, we been hidden, Slavery, it really happened, can't forget it. Cursed in the city, look how we live. Only God can get us out of this condition. We been lost, we been hidden, Slavery, it really happened, can't forget it. Cursed in the city, look how we living. Only God can get us out of this condition. Can't escape, get these laws, that's the only way to take. Don't try to wait, it's your fate. You might not see another day, you might not get another chance. The most I got other plans to take us to our motherland. Be the judge, take a stand. We know who we are through the curses in the Bible. Your brother not your enemy, but Esau he a rival. We got the one true God, the other nation got idols. The prophet trying to warn you, but you still in denial. Wake up, 12 tribes of Jacob, they trying to fake us, got on makeup. They our biggest hater. We got the power, they don't weigh up. And when we make it to the top, we gon' stay up. You just gotta remember, we been lost, we been hidden, Slavery, it really happened, can't forget it. Cursed in the city, look how we living. Only God can get us out of this condition. We been lost, we been hidden, Slavery, it really happened, can't forget it. Cursed in the city, look how we living. Only God can get us out of this condition. We the 12 tribes that the Bible speak of. Now your pastor ain't gon' tell you he afraid to speak up. We God's chosen, the other nations know it. Salvation is for you, that's if you want it, so don't blow it. We been at the bottom way too long, high time to get up. Enduring in the truth is hard, it's real easy to give up. The law is like it lit up, come back together, don't split up. These dry bones got life again, watch how we get up. We soldiers in the army of God, here come telling them truth. Lock and loaded with them scriptures. Yeah, we bout to shoot. Tell them shunners to get out of the way. It come the truth. If you with it, I salute you. If you ain't, it's a solution. We been lost. We been hidden. Slavery, it really happened. Can't forget it. Cursed in the city. Look how we live. Only God can get us out of this condition. We been lost. We been hidden. Slavery, it really happened. Can't forget it. Cursed in the city. Look how we living. Only God can get us out of this condition.
Spend so much time getting this money, never realized them the faces of slave owners. Niggas a snake on you, he got shot in the face over slave owners. White people smile in my face, they the children of slave owners. They all fake, I hate them all, stole our history straight from us. Buying designer clothes from families traced back to slave owners. The Jewish man a bitch, they bought the land so we can't own it. They ain't get bought to slavery on no ships, like we ain't noticed. Deuteronomy 28, explain us leaving Cape Coast. Straight boats, they stole our name and our history straight from us. King James was black and Christ was too. Man, they straight bogus, but playing with the children's roulette while it's loaded. I pray your day is closer, like bang, blow your brains open. The goal is keep us slaves with the paper. Putting drugs in the streets to keep us chasing. Yeah, keep the men out the house while they children stay growing. Make it war with each other so division stay focused. Control the media to make them hate us. If we teach them hate theyself, they'll never make it. Yeah, discriminate them at the job and lock them up for selling drugs. If we keep on teaching hate, they will never learn to love.
They put demons all in our face, rose up idols all in our state, destroyed our mind with all of they talent, all and they piling on but they hate. Now we dying so they've raised to teach us lies with all that they say. That goes from schools to the media, designed to change the way you think and the way you pray, the words you speak and the money you pay for the things you get and the people don't know. So we marry their kids and we change our goals and the things don't grow when the kids get rich. Lose that money and the wife and kids and they start back over. This is trap for show. Then they sell you music by the trap life. Seem like living in the trap life though. We don't get paid from the money they grow. We get pennies on the dollar, my bro. We get pennies on the dollar, my bro. Sometimes I really wanna holler at my bro. Tell them that we've been played on the low. We still slaves and they still own. We still slaves and they still own us.
The goal is keep us slaves with the paper.
Us.
Putting drugs in the streets to keep us chasing. Yeah, keep the men out the house while their children stay growing. Make it war with each other so division stay focused. Control the media to make them hate us. If we teach them hate theyself, they'll never make it. Yeah, discriminate them at the job and lock them up for selling drugs. If we keep on teaching hate, they will never learn to love.
It's time to put the children to sleep. Grab your strong drink. It's Wild Out Wednesday.
All right, yo, shalom, laha, shanya, ashara, shabbat, hope everybody's doing good. It's Wild Out Wednesday. I hope everybody is, y'all having a good week so far, man. I hope y'all week's been good. Hey, shalom, Officer Shemaya.
Shalom.
How you doing?
Blessed.
Man,
doing
there
for
it
the
is.
kingdom.
There it is, right there. All right. So, yeah, man, it's Wild Out Wednesday. We gonna do things just a little bit different tonight. No videos for you. We not finna be chopping up no heathens tonight. Tonight is for us. It's for Israel, right? It's dealing with us. It's dealing with our spirits, is dealing with us going through this captivity. It's for us maintaining in this captivity. And in this captivity, it's what what are we supposed to be doing? What are we supposed to be doing? Right? What's the end all be all? You know, a lot of times we and I always got to be careful with the way that I say things, because I don't want them to be taken the wrong way. At the end of the day, it's good to enjoy ourselves here, man. For those of us that are living good, prospering, hey, it's nothing wrong with that, man. All praise to the Most High, that the Most High has allowed um, that lot for you. That being said, I think a lot of us, a lot of the time, we forget the work that we're supposed to be doing, and we forget the main cause, the main reason, right? We forget the main thing. This is not our kingdom. This is not our rest. So we go hit a couple of precepts, man. I really hope that you guys are edified. I really hope this lights a fire for maybe some of you who may have lost your fire, or who maybe, again, just the weight of Babylon is pressing down on you, right? All of the things that we have to contend with in this life. And yo, believe me, I know it's a lot of different things that we got to contend with, whether it be work, whether it be family, whether it be, whatever. We got to contend with a lot. But hey, that's the conditions of the battle that we got to deal with, and that we got to accept. And then, sometimes I have to come to myself, and I have to remind myself that everybody ain't meant. Everybody's not everybody's not going everybody's not called. And when I remind myself that, I always remind myself to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do for myself, right? And when I say I'm doing what I need to do for myself, not that I'm like, oh, forget everybody else, but at the end of the day, the only people's salvation that we have control over is our own. Let me get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14. You can only control your own salvation. And as a teacher, as a leader, as a father, as a husband, as a son, my hopes, prayer, and desire is that all Israel might be saved, right? Romans 10:1. I believe I don't want y'all brought that out in his class on Monday. That's the hope. But at the end of the day, I can only get myself into the kingdom, and that goes for you as well too. Can't nobody get you into the kingdom. You can't get into the kingdom off of your brother's works. You can't get into the kingdom off of your daddy's works, what your daddy did. Right? Read that for me.
You said 14 and 7?
14 and 15.
Okay. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, and verse 15. If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land, and they spoil it, so that it be desolate, that no man may pass through because of the beast. Through these 3 men were in it, as I live, saith the Lord God. They shall deliver neither sons nor daughters. They
In fact,
they
so like it, my fault. I actually want you to jump up on that. Jump up to verse, was that 17? Jump up to verse, Salaki. Jump up to verse number 14.
Okay. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, verse 14. These 3 men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it. They should deliver but their own souls by righteousness, saith the Lord God.
Right. So we're given an example. We're given the example of Noah. Right. We're given the example of Job. We're given the example of Daniel. And the Bible said that they could only deliver their own souls. Right. They couldn't deliver nobody else's. Again, the only person's salvation that you can directly affect is your own salvation. That's it. Nobody else's. Right? You can't say, man, my teacher was the best teacher and he taught everything, and I was in on the classes. No. Only you can get yourself into the kingdom. Keep reading on that.
Verse 15. If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land, and they spoil it, so that it be desolate, that no man may pass through because of the beast, though these 3 men were in it, as I live, saith the Lord God, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters. They only shall be delivered, but the land shall be desolate.
Right? So again, man, hey, can't nobody do this for us. Can't nobody do this for us. Israel, we living in the times that we're living in, and not even just saying, hey, Yahushua is coming back soon. We don't know if tomorrow we might walk out the house, we might get in our car, we might drive up the block, and the car get flipped, and we end up a paraplegic. Worse yet, we end up dead. Right? Give me Philippians 2:12. Now is not the time for us to not be consumed with the word, with the book, with our love for the Most High. Read that.
It's the book of Philippians chapter 2 and verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
We have to work out our own salvation. And the book says to work it out with fear and trembling. And the problem is, Israel, we don't have that fear. We don't have the fear, and we don't have the trembling about whether we're going to make it into the kingdom or not. Especially for those of us that's been in the truth for a while. Some of us lose our zeal. Some of us lose our passion. Some of us aren't making sure that we are making our calling and election sure.
Pretty sad.
Come on, let's get it.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 22 and verse 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according to his work shall be. So that's just going what you were saying. Like, we can only do, we have to work out our own salvation, and our own work is going to get us in the kingdom, or it's not going to get into the kingdom. So,
all right.
Are you?
That's heavy. That's heavy. Give me the 2 Peter 1 and 10. 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10.
It's the book of 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give deliverance to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall.
Right. Hey, we are supposed to be making our calling and our election sure, and having the fear of the Most High God. If you don't really have a fear, and a lot of us, man, we're going to go into a parable here. One of the parables that was given by our Messiah, Hamashiach. We're going to go into one of those parables. Everybody knows that Yahushua was the master teacher, right? We're going to look at some of these parables that he used to teach his disciples. Said, with fear and trembling, We are supposed to work out our own soul salvation, right? Peter said we're supposed to give diligence to make sure that our calling and election is for sure. But a lot of times we're not too concerned about whether we go get the kingdom or not. Shalom, Arab.
Shalom.
We're not. Our focus isn't on the kingdom, and I'm just gonna keep it 100. Our focus is not on the kingdom. Our focus is on what's going on here in America, in Mystery Babylon. That's what our focus is. And a lot of times, because we're too concerned with these worldly affairs, with this worldly life, right? We're not reading as much as we need to. We're not studying as much as we need to. We're not fasting as much as we need to. Some of us are still dealing with still dealing with demons. Still dealing with demons. And we all got our own individual demons that we have to fight against, that we have to combat against. Just because we said that we've come into this truth now, we cannot expect that, everything goes away. We see brothers and sisters fall out the truth on a regular basis. The elder who came on the show, and he was once in the truth, but now he's teaching about the warnings of following after Jesus. I didn't even go into the class and look at and see what he was saying. I was just like, man, I'm through with it. I done wipe my hands at it. I warned the brother ain't listening. The brother's going off into all these other books, into all these other doctrines, being tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine. But just as easy as it happens to him, it happens to brothers and sisters on a regular basis. That's why we have to give diligence to make our calling and election sure. Right? So let me get the book of Genesis first. Let me get the book of Genesis. We're going to start there. And I want to ask a question. What was the first commandment that the Most High gave? What is the first commandment in the Bible? What's the first commandment in the Bible that the Most High gave? Daryl Kaufman, like to hear from the host. Hey, it's all good, brother. Hey, I'll answer your question as soon as we wrap up with this. Any questions that you have, you more than welcome. We'll drop the link into the chat. You're more than welcome to come up and dialogue with us if you believe it's something different. All right. But hey, Sister Don, she got it. Be fruitful. That was the first commandment that the Most High gave, was to be fruitful and multiply. Now, a lot of times we look at that, be fruitful and multiply, and as just meaning procreation, right? Fruitful and multiply. We look at that as procreation, and yes, that is, we were to procreate, we were to be fruitful, and we were to multiply. But what else does that mean? When the Most High said, be fruitful and multiply. What'd you say, Shemaiah?
I said our works are our fruit.
Our works is our fruit, right? Our works is our fruit. We're supposed to be multiplying people to ourselves. We're supposed to be multiplying believers. We're supposed to be doing the work, right? Let's get that. Genesis 1:28.
The book of Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. And Yahweh blessed them, and Yahweh said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth.
Right? He said, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. Now, what was Adam's charge when he was in the garden? What was Adam's charge when he was in the garden? Let me get Genesis chapter 2 and verse 16.
It's the book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 16. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it.
Is that 16? My bad, Salakia. That might
16
not
and
be good.
17.
That's 16 and 17. I might want number verse 15. Hold on, let me get that real fast. Oh, 15. Salakia, that's my fault. Verse 15. Give me verse 15.
Book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 15. And the Lord God took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it.
Right? He said that he placed him in the garden to dress it and to keep it. Right? Now we're going to look at that. We're going to look at that. What that means that he put him in the garden to dress it and to keep it. All right. So this is the Hebrew word abad for to dress it, right? What does it mean? It means to work, to serve, to labor, work, do work, to work for another, serve another by labor, to serve as subjects, to serve the Most High. Look at this fifth definition: to serve with Levitical service. That's the fifth definition of what that means when it says Genesis chapter 2 and verse 15. It says, and Yahweh power took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. So when he put him in, when he placed him in the garden, he said, man, I'm putting you here to work. So the first thing he said was what? He said to be fruitful and to multiply. And again, being fruitful is not just having babies. Yeah, that's part of being fruitful. That's a part of being fruitful. Give me the book of Matthew. Oh, no. We're not gonna go there yet. Let me get the book of 1 Peter 2 and 9. Because Adam was told to dress the garden. And when we look at one of those definitions, it means to serve. Now, although the Levites wasn't there yet, there was no Levites, but the office was the office of what the Levites would do. A priest, to serve with Levitical service. That was Adam's charge. Adam was supposed to be a teacher. Adam was supposed to serve the Most High God. That's what Adam's job was. That's what Adam's function was. And Adam did not stay in his place. He did not function in the function that the Most High God had given him. And a lot of us are not functioning in the function that the Most High God has given us. The charge that the Most High has placed on us, we are not functioning in that. We are too concerned with everything else. We're too concerned with what's going on in the world. We're too concerned with my job. We're too concerned with my house. We're too concerned with my car. And it's nothing wrong with having nice things. But all that should be subservient to the work. The work should be the first thing. When you first wake up in the morning, what are you doing? Is it important to you to wake up and start your day off with a prayer, thanking the Most High for allowing you to wake? Is it more important to you to wake up and give praise to the Most High and ask the Most High to watch over you throughout the day, to watch over your family throughout the day, to keep you safe? To make sure that, when y'all walk out the door, y'all return home. to keep you strengthened. To draw closer, to have a closer relationship, to have a closer connection with the Most High. And I'm not just talking about prayers like, oh, Abba, I need this job. Hey, it's nothing wrong with praying for that. But our prayers need to be more thoughtful than just, oh man, I need this, I need this job. Or are you praying for your brother? Or are you praying for your sister? Your brother who you know has an illness, who he's trying to deal with. Or your sister who you know is battling demons, who's battling addiction. Or are you praying for that family member who has not come into the truth? Praying that the Most High remove the scales from their eyes so that they can see the truth. Are we teaching our family the word? Are we teaching our children the word? And these are things that I deal with myself. And I need to be more proactive with teaching my daughters. I need to be more proactive in making sure that they understand the scriptures, that they understand the word, that they're walking in this walk. Because I can't get them into the kingdom. They have to make it themselves. Right? Read that, Peter.
The book of First Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood,
It said, stop right there. Stop
a
right there.
holy nation, a
Salakia.
peculiar people.
Hold up. All right, can
that
you hear
ye
me?
should show forth.
Oh, you kind of in the matrix, brother. Yeah, that brother in the matrix.
Should I go over there?
Kind. Right? But when you started reading that verse, the what it said? It said that ye are a royal priesthood. A royal priesthood.
You want me to
Let's
read
get
it?
that. Come.
It's the book of First Peter, chapter 2, and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood.
Right? We are a royal priesthood. So now, with us being a royal priesthood, what are we supposed to be doing then in that authority? Because we're a royal priesthood. We are supposed to be doing the work. That's our function. We're supposed to be doing the work. Right? Let me get John 15 and verse 2.
It's the book of John, chapter 15, and verse 2. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purged it.
Right? Hey, so now we gotta stop and we gotta seriously look at ourselves and say, what am I doing for the kingdom? What am I doing for the kingdom? Am I bearing fruit? When a lot of, in fact, the parable that we're going to look at, is dealing directly with the kingdom, right? And in fact, pretty much, hey, Con, that's right. Zebulon, our house is our responsibility. We have to get our houses in order, right? And we are supposed to be bearing fruit. We're supposed to be a light. Are you admitting that Israelites are Levitican based on the requirements of salvation being Levitical service? I'm not sure what you the question that you're asking there, Daryl. Hey, but I'm gonna drop the link here in probably about 10 minutes, and then you can come up, and you can ask your questions, and we can talk about it. All right.
Hey, Slocky, can I be heard now?
Yeah, now you good.
Okay,
Can you hear
con.
us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all good. I can hear y'all good. Something wrong with my mic, but I'm gonna figure it out. We good now.
All right,
All right, Con. All praise to the Most High. Oh, let me remove this. Stop sharing the screen. All right. What was I at? I got sidetracked. Give me the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2. Ezekiel 2 and verse 7. And then Ariah, I want you to grab Ezekiel 33. Grab Ezekiel 33, and I want you to give me verse 31.
you ready?
Come on, let's get it.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, and verse 7. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious.
Right, and that's our people, right? But we've been given a charge to speak the words of the Most High God, which is what? Which are the words that are written down in this book, right? Whether you listen or whether you don't listen, right? We are supposed to speak these words to you, and our people are rebellious. They've been rebellious. They've always been rebellious. We're rebellious. Oh, okay, con. All right, no problem, no sweat. Maybe next time then. All right. We're rebellious. We are a rebellious people. Real quick, Daryl, what's your biblical lens? You know, you dropped down some questions in there, and none of the teachers have any problems with answering your questions. And like I said, I definitely invite you to come up on stage when you are free and when you can dialogue with us. But what is your biblical lens? All right. Shemai, read that for me one more time, Baba Kasha.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, and verse 7. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious.
Right? Our people are rebellious. And yo, for real, the times that we are living in now, I was thinking about this today.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay. All right, no doubt. I dealt with one of your brothers. You might know him. He may be the one that asked you to come over here and check the show out. Brother Yaiqua. Unfortunately, he's been reading that OASP Bible and going off into that. He couldn't really debate his cause. You know, I asked him a lot of questions. They couldn't really deal with it. More than willing to, you know, at a future date, dialogue with you about it. All right. But going back to that Ezekiel 27, yeah, we are a rebellious people. And no, that's the thought that I was saying. That the time that we're living in right now is probably a sign. I don't know exactly what it was like in Noah's day, but this is a wicked generation that we're living in. You have everything that you possibly need to destroy yourself at your fingertips, whether it be drugs, whether it be sex, whether it be whatever. It's at your fingertips to destroy yourself. And this government gives you a pass to be a deviant. They give you a pass to be a deviant. You want to call yourself a woman? Go right ahead. You want to call yourself a man? Go right ahead. You want to smoke dope? Go right ahead. In fact, we're gonna hand it out. In San Francisco, they give out needles to drug addicts. This wicked nation gives out or assists people in being deviants. They assist in the destruction of our people. The music that they play assist in the destruction of our people. Or the music that they promote assist in the destruction of our people. And our people are rebellious, because if we speak against it, then we're being controlling. Then we're being Bible thumpers. Then we're trying to take freedoms away from them. Our people are rebellious. And the thing, what we have to do is draw that line in the sand and say, look, I'm either on the side of the Most High or I'm not. You can't be lukewarm in this thing. You either got to be hot or you got to be cold. It ain't no middle ground. Why are we comfortable with cleaving to the middle of the fence? So that we're not offending nobody. Yahweh said, blessed is the man who's not offended in me. Why are we so concerned and worried about offending somebody? Let me get that Ezekiel 33 and 31.
Khan. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 31. And they came unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy word, but they will not do them.
See, and that's what our people do. Our people, a lot of time, y'all will come, y'all will listen. Hey, y'all are tuning in for classes. Y'all really tune in when it's smoke, right? But when it's just classes, teaching or going into making or walking circumspectly or giving an understanding, a reading of the law, right? Our people don't want to sit through and read the law. Our people don't like coming around for Torah, for the Torah readings. Our people don't want to do that. Y'all would rather listen to foolishness than listen to the words of the Most High God.
Rather than listen
That's
how
our
to get
people.
right.
Say that again.
Rather than listen on how to get right.
Rather than listen on how to get right and make the change. It said they come as the people coming, they sit, but they and they hear the words, but they will not do them. Read on.
For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness.
Right? Hey, y'all hearts, y'all minds do what y'all want to do. Your mind want to, whatever it is that you like, whatever it is that you covet, that's what your mind is going after. Y'all say that y'all love Christ. Y'all say that y'all love Hamashiach. But where brothers at when it's time to do the work? Where brothers at when it's time for teaching? Where brothers at when it's time for edifying? No, brothers want to come around on feast days, but nowhere else to be found when it's time to do the work. All right, keep reading on that.
Verse 32. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one. You guys can still hear me?
Yeah, using the matrix for a second there, but we can.
You started out in the matrix.
Man, I don't know what's going on. Okay, can I be here right now?
God.
Verse 32. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not.
Right? And man, y'all, our people, and I'm not saying y'all because y'all are in the classes, but our people, and I'm have to always get to the point or remind myself that not everybody is going to get it, and I have to read these scriptures, and I have to go over them, and I have to meditate on these scriptures and understand that the word of the Most High is just not meant for everybody to get, and that there are vessels that's only fitted for destruction. And when we look at the parables that Yahushua gave, especially when, like for instance, when he says that many will say, Lord, Lord, have I not this, have I not that? Yahushua is talking about Israelites. Those are Israelites that's going to be saying that. And I know a lot of times we use it to say, oh, this is talking about the Christian church, and this is talking about these people. But that's talking about Israelites. Yahushua was dealing with our people. When he was teaching, when he was going out, he was talking to us. Right? In this parable that we're going to look at, in the parable of the 10 virgins, in that parable that we're going to look at, those 10 virgins, of course, the Israelites. In fact, let's get it. Matthew 25. And then let me get Matthew 3 and 10, because we was talking about bearing the fruit. We was talking about bearing fruit. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you bearing fruit, or are you just saying I'm an Israelite? You don't have no works to show anything. You might as well just say I'm a Christian, or you might as well have just stayed in Christianity, because the true Christians have work to show their faith. Real Christians have works to show their faith. They're not just talking. Let me get Matthew 3 and 10 first.
Can I be heard? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 3, and verse 10. And now also that axe is laid unto the root of the trees. Therefore, every tree which bringeth forth, for every tree which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire.
Hey, Yahushua, the Most High is not going to be dealing with you. We talk about getting your candlestick put out. Hey, if you're not producing, what are you good for? If you're not producing fruit, what are you good for? If you're not doing the work, what are you good for? If you're not out there, putting cement or whatever that is, the bricklayers, what do they use to put on the bricks as they go to make them walls? If you're not laying bricks, what are you doing? Hey, this said the axe is ready. The axe is ready. See, and the reason why brothers ain't really worried about it is because there's no real fear of the Most High God. And sometimes the water out of one mortar, right? I gotta. If there was a real fear of the Most High, do you think brothers would be as slothful as brothers are? Because brothers are slothful. Hey, some sisters are slothful too. man, it's always easy to say, oh yeah, I love the Most High, I follow the Most High, until you get to that point to where you got to do something that you don't want to do. Then we really see where the obedience and the love really come into play. Hey, laying bricks or laying down, you gonna be producing fruit or you gonna get chopped down, you gonna get cut down. And again, I prefaced everything with started by saying, hey, we see brothers who done came off into the truth and they end up falling off. They start doing things like going and reading the Oaspi Bible and living by that. Or they came in and now they done went back to Christianity. Or they came in and now they done fell out and now they done went over to Islam. But at the end of the day, it's all the will of the Most High.
God.
But what are you doing to make your calling and election sure? I look at some brothers and I be like, man, that brother ain't gonna last long. That brother's not gonna last long. Let me get the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 11. And I pray that the Most High never takes his spirit off of me. Romans chapter 12, verse 11. Baba Kasha.
You got it right.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, and verse 11. Not slothful in business, fervent in the spirit, serving the Lord.
Right? It said, not slothful. Not slothful. Read that for me one more time from the top.
Khan. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, and verse 11. Not slothful in business.
Hey, what
fervent.
business is that? What business is that?
Business of the Lord.
Hey, that's doing the work.
Doing the will
That's
of the
doing
Father.
the work. Come on. But brothers is too slothful. Brothers is lazy. Brothers can find an excuse to do any and everything except for to do the work of the Most High God. And where's the brothers ain't even fervent. It said to be fervent in the spirit. I mean, we said, you know, we could say the cliches all day long. But when it comes down to actually walking this thing out, you got to examine yourself. You got to look at yourself. You got to stop and you have to really look at yourself. Hey, question for the chat. I want you to put in the chat the number of chapters that you read out your Bible today. Put in the chat the number of chapters you read out your Bible today. Baba Kasha. And I'm not trying to put nobody on blast. I just want, this is for self-reflection. When I'm going through the day, I was ask myself, like, man, or catch myself and say, you know what, I haven't read the Bible yet, none today. And I got like 3 different Bible apps on my phone. Hey, all praise to the Most High, Sister Don. The day ain't over. That's right. Let me get John chapter 12 and verse 26. Hey, all praise to the Most High. 12 chapters. Kind. And 2 chapters. All praises. All praises.
Yeah. You said John what?
John 12 and 26.
It's the book of John, chapter 12, verse 26. If any man serve me, let him follow me. And where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, him will my Father honor.
All right, so what does it mean to serve the Most High, or to serve Yahweh? Yahweh said that, read that for me one more time.
It's the book of John, chapter 12, verse 26. If any man serve me, let him follow me. And where I am.
So he said, if any man serve me, let him follow me. Now, what does it mean to follow Yahweh? If I tell somebody, hey, you wanna, or forget me, I use somebody else. If Floyd Mayweather was to tell somebody, or if anybody want to be like me, they gotta follow me. What does that mean? That means you're going to try to emulate all the things that you've seen Floyd do. If Floyd was up at 4 o'clock in the morning running, you go be up at 4 o'clock in the morning running. Floyd back in the gym at 10 o'clock, you go be back in the gym at 10 o'clock. Whatever Floyd do, you go do. So whatever Yahweh do, that's what we're supposed to do.
Hey, Salakia. Hey, Floyd is actually the perfect person to use for that analogy, because I mean, when you look at the way Floyd boxed, you can honestly say he was like as close to a perfect boxer as you can find in today. And when you look in the Bible, the Most High tells you to be perfect. You got to be perfect and walk in the way he basically walked. So if Floyd telling me to walk in his way, he's telling me, hey, follow me, do what I tell you to do, because I already got the blueprint for you to get as far as you need to get in this boxing thing to be as perfect as possible. You don't want to compare Floyd to Christ, but when you look at it in that context, Christ is basically saying the same thing. You follow me, you walk in these laws, statutes, and commandments, and you do what you're supposed to do. Technically, you will have no blemish on you when it comes time for him to be a lawyer.
That's right. And in fact, not only was Yahweh keeping the law, statutes, and the commandments. Give me the book of Luke, chapter 4. No, lie. Not. I don't want chapter 4. Give me chapter 2. Give me Luke chapter 2. Give me Luke chapter 2. And start at verse number. Start at verse number 45.
Khan. This is the book of Luke, chapter 2, in verse 45. And when they found him, not, they turned back again to Jerusalem, seeking him.
Come on.
And it came to pass that after 3 days they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions.
Now, hey, I want y'all to check this out. And they said that they looked for Yahweh for 3 days. They were, and as many times as I read this, that just jumped out to me for the first time just right then. That they was actually looking for him for 3 days. For 3 days, they could not find him. He's a kid. Yahweh was a kid or a teen, a young teenager. They said that they were looking for him for 3 days. Right? And what was he doing? He was in the temple asking questions. He was in the temple around men of the law, men who knew the law, doing what? Learning. For 3 days, you got a kid that's learning. How much time do we divert to studying and to learning the scriptures? Man, some of us can't even stay tuned in for an hour before we want to check out, before we scrolling looking at something else, before we checking our Facebook message, before we checking our Instagram message. You got Yahushua around teachers for 3 days learning. Right? Keep reading.
Con. Verse 47. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. Verse 48.
Right? Hey, I want you to jump to verse 52.
Con. Verse 52. And Jesus increased in wisdom, in stature, and in favor with God and man.
And it said that he increased in favor with God and men. Right? He increased in wisdom and stature. How many of us are out really trying to increase our wisdom? Really trying to increase our understanding? Really actually just going through the book, reading and studying and having questions. Hey, what is this? Why was this happening? What was going on here? I mean, reading chapters to where you actually have a question based off of the chapter that you just read, and now you want to go to a teacher with it. Someone with a better understanding. And say, I was reading 2 Samuel chapter 3 and what was going on right there? Or Judges. Hey, how many of y'all know the story? I remember brother Gary one time. Soldier Gary hit me up one day and was like, "Hey, I need some help on this reading." I was reading. I'm going through Judges, and what was going on here about the brother whose wife got raped by the Benjamites, got ravished by the Benjamites. Who knows that story?
Yeah.
When the Benjamites came through and they like, "Hey, give us the dude, send him outside." And the man in the house was like, "No, don't take him. You can have my wife, and you can have his wife." It's some crazy stories in our book. But anyway, my whole point is how many of us are actually just reading, trying to or studying, and then like, oh, going to a teacher with a question. What is this? Right? Go back to give me the book of Matthew. That's where we were at. Give me the book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 1.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
All right, so the kingdom is likened, Yahushua likened the kingdom to, read it again.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
So what is the lamps? What is the lamps? All right, who is familiar with this parable? right? Who's gone over this parable before? We're dealing with the lamps. We're dealing with the oil. All right. We're going to keep on reading.
Verse 2. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him.
All right, so stop. Let's go ahead and break this down because I ain't see no answers come up in the chat. So I don't know if that's brothers and sisters aren't familiar with the parable, aren't familiar with the account, but nevertheless, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, I see Sister Don say the commandments, all praise to the Most High. So let's first of all let's deal with the virgins because it says likened to 10 virgins, right? So you got 5 foolish virgins, you got 5 wise virgins. Give me the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 2. Because why is he likening the kingdom to virgins? Right, 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse number 2. Or not 1 Corinthians, Salakia, 2 Corinthians. And then somebody else give me 1 Corinthians 7 and 34.
Like you said, 2 Corinthians 11 and 2. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 2. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ.
Right, a chaste virgin. Right? So he said that he may present us as a chaste virgin to Yahweh Shai. Right? Okay, I got it. Let me get give me that in 2 Corinthians or 1 Corinthians 7 and 34.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 34. There is difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman carried for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in body and in spirit. But she that is married carried for the things of the world, how she may please her husband.
So now what is the virgin doing again?
Caring for the things of the Lord.
Right? Hey, that's what the virgins are doing. They care for the things of the Most High God. And so Christ said, hey, the kingdom of heaven is like 10 virgins, right? Who want to do the things, who concerning themselves with the things of the Most High God. Right? That's how we're to be presented to Yahweh Shai as a chaste virgin. Right? Now, keep reading. Go back to that, Matthew. I want you to start back from the top again.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins.
All right, dealing with Israel. Right? Keep on.
Which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
Now, what are the lamps? All right, Sister Don said that the lamps is the commandments, right? All praise to the Most High. Give me the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 23. Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 23.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the commandments is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof of instruction.
All right. So the commandments is a lamp. Hey, sister Dawn was on it. She said the commandments. So you got the 10 virgins, right? And they take their lamps. Let's go back to that Matthew again. Read that.
From the top.
Come.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, from the top. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
Right. So they're doing. They got the commandments. Right. That's what the lamp is. The lamp, commandments. Read on.
And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish.
So now you got 5 wise and you got 5 foolish. 5 wise and 5 foolish. Well, what makes a person wise? What makes a person wise? And now remember, these are all Israelites. These are all people who say that they know the truth. These are all people who say that they are walking according to the truth. But Yahweh Shai said that 5 of them are wise, and then you got 5 of them that are foolish. So what makes you wise? Shema, what you got?
Proverbs 1 and verse 7.
All right, read that.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instructions.
Right. All right, grab Psalms 19 and 7.
Okay.
Keeping the law. That's what makes you wise. In the law.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19, and verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
That's what makes you wise. Right? Hey, what Isaiah said, to the law and to the testimony. To the law and to the testimony. That's what makes you wise. So now we're looking at these virgins, right? Israelites, we're looking at Israelites. You got Israelites that are wise, that know to keep the law. And then you got 5 foolish Israelites, right? Foolish. Let me get Deuteronomy 32, and I want you to start at verse 5. And then somebody else grab me Jeremiah 4 and 22.
Said 32 and 25.
No, 32 and 5.
Call that Jeremiah out again.
Jeremiah 4 and 22.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 5. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are perverse and crooked generation. Keep going.
Right? Yeah, read on.
Do ye thus requite the Lord, O foolish people and unwise?
He said, foolish people and unwise. Right? Why they foolish and why they unwise? Because they have corrupted themselves. These are Israelites who still want to follow after the ways of the world, who still don't want to be separate and set apart. These are foolish Israelites who will put on fringes, but still have hatred in their heart towards their brother. You wearing fringes, but you hate your brother down the street. You wearing fringes, but you still out here whoremongering. You wearing fringes, but you finding reasons and excuses to be able to smoke weed. You wear fringes, but you the first one that's pissy drunk at a party or at a congregation meeting. Salaki, not congregation meeting, but a feast day. You pissy drunk at a feast day. Passing out. right? So you got the wise virgins, you got the 5 wise who are keeping the law, who are studying, who are meditating on the word, who are actually being converted, right? Repent and be converted. So the conversion happens not just when you say, "Oh, I'm an Israelite." That's not the conversion. The conversion happens not when just because you put on fringes and you think like, "Oh, I'm an Israelite. I'm good now." That's the start. That's the beginning, but you still have work to do. You still have Israel. We still have work to do as a nation, for ourselves, for our families. We still have work to do. And we got brothers that's taking their hands off the plow like everything is good. We're still in the fight. I just put up a post on my TikTok talking about a Edomite family or an Edomite husband and wife who enslaved their adopted so-called black children.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Had them as slaves. But
Yeah, that was crazy.
let people tell it, we free now. Let people tell it, hey, we good. We don't have to worry about nothing. Shalom. Question is, did the new moon change this month from Wednesday to Thursday? Now Thursday to Friday? I don't know who you keep or observe the new moon with. Let me see. Let me pull up our calendar really fast. Hey, Shemai, you got the calendar in front of you? Are you able to grab it?
Yeah, it's the 5th, July 5th, sundown.
All right. So I don't know who you keep the new moons with, but we as a congregation are observing the new moon this so-called Friday at sundown, which will be the beginning of the Shabbat. All right, actually, it's a double Shabbat, new moon, and it's the Shabbat, the 7 days Shabbat. Right. So we're observing it the 5th at sundown. All right. Back to what was I? I lost my thought. Let's go back to that. Foolish, and wise. What converts? That's what we were talking about. Foolish and wise. What converts? Read that Jeremiah 4:22.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, and verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me, understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge.
Right. That's what our people are. That's what our people are. Our people are foolish. Our people are foolish, and they're wise to do evil. Right. And again, we don't have to. You don't have to teach no one how to be wicked. A person go out and be wicked. Right. We had the Juneteenth thing out here in Oakland, and they lit that thing up. Orion sent the recordings where people was going live on their phone. You see people laid out in the street because our people are wise to do evil. They're foolish. Let's go back to that Matthew.
Okay. Started 2.
Yeah, come.
And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they
All
all
right,
slumbered.
so now what does it mean? What is that saying when it said they took no oil? They took no oil for their lamps. What does that mean? And it says they took no oil for their lamps. So again, you got 5 wise Israelites, you got 5 foolish Israelites. Both of them got the lamps, right? Both of them got the commandments, right? The law. The foolish know they got the law, they got the commandments. No wisdom. Con. They have no wisdom. They have no understanding. They have no works. They have no works. They're not doing anything. Right? They've got the laws, but they're not keeping them. They don't have understanding.
Precept.
Come on.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 11. For whoso despiseth wisdom, nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain. Their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. And that's going into what you're talking about, the wisdom. Like, you despise wisdom, your labor is going to be unfruitful and unprofitable in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God, that's a fact. In fact, let's stay in wisdom of Solomon. I want you to in fact, no. Go to Second Esdras, chapter 8. Let me get Second Esdras, chapter 8, and I actually want you to start at verse number 43. Second Esdras 8 and 43.
Okay. It's the book of Second Esdras, chapter 8 and verse 43.
41.
The book of Second Esdras, chapter 8 and verse 41. For as the husbandman soweth much seed upon the ground, and planted many trees, and yet the thing that is sown good in its season cometh not up, neither doeth all that is planted taken root. Even so it is of them that are sown in the world, they shall not all be saved.
Right? Hey, these are the 5 foolish. These are the 5 foolish. They're not going to be saved. In this parable that Yahushua is giving, you're going to see, when the bridegroom arrived, what happened? The 5 foolish ones, they was like, hey, yo, let us get some of your oil. But the wise was like, nah, you're not getting none of our oil. And they went to go get some oil, and they ended up getting locked out the wedding. They ended up getting locked out because they was not prepared. Because you know what a lot of brothers do nowadays? A lot of brothers got a procrastination spirit to them. That procrastination spirit says that I got time, or I'll get it done. I got time. Because y'all think that y'all got time, and reality is, we don't know how much time we got. We sit up here saying, oh man, Yahushua ain't finna come back no time soon. You don't know. And because of that, you don't got no works. Because of that, you don't have no oil in your lamp. Because of that, you're not out making your calling and your election sure. Because of that, you're not studying the way that you need to, the way that you're supposed to. You're not meditating on the word of the Most High God.
Yeah, precept.
Let's get it.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction coming upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that was going to your point of the people not being prepared. And then all of a sudden, let me hit verse 2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then suddenly destruction coming upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So not being prepared, not being ready for the Most High, when he gonna come as a thief of the night to them, but not the one that's prepared. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then all of a sudden they're gonna want to do everything they need to do, and it's too late.
That's a fact. It's gonna be what? It's gonna be weeping and gnashing of teeth. All the shoulda, woulda, couldas. Because you put everything above the Most High. You put your job above the Most High. You put getting money above the Most High. Let me get Galatians 6 and 9.
You getting that all right?
You muted if you talking.
You got it first. Go ahead and grab them. I'm trying to get them now. You said 6 and 9. Hold on.
Huh?
Galatians. I want Galatians 6 and 9.
This is the book of Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And ye masters do the same things unto them, forbearing threatening. Huh?
You in 6?
Yeah, 6 and 9. Yeah. Oh damn it! Oh, my bad.
Galatians chapter 6 and verse 9. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall weep if we faint not.
Right? And the problem is too many brothers get tired of doing the work. Too many brothers get tired of going to camp. Too many brothers get tired of studying. Man, I ain't gonna lie. It's plenty times where I wake up and I say to myself, "Man, I gotta work this graveyard shit tonight. I really don't feel like going to camp because we gonna be out there late, or especially if I know we going to the city, like this weekend we gonna be in the city." But you know, I gotta take that on the chin because it's the work. It's the work. Even if I gotta drive to the job right after I leave, because I ain't no way in hell I'm driving back to the house just to drive back out to the city. Again, that's a trek. I'm not doing all that. I'm just gonna drive and sleep in the parking lot till it's time for me to start my shift. But we're not supposed to get weary in well doing. We're not supposed to get weary in bringing out this truth. We're not supposed to get weary in doing the work. Yup, go ahead.
That goes good with that patient class Karatas I had this Shabbat, you know, especially that last one. The last part of it. For in due season we shall reap, you know what I'm saying, our works, our rewards, if we faint not. You see what I'm saying? If we don't lose faith, if we have patience and don't lose faith, we gonna get our rewards from the Most High. He promised that.
That's right. That's right. Let me get the book of Luke. Let's get Luke 12 and 37. And then we'll probably go shut it down with this.
The book of Luke, chapter 12, and verse 37. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when ye cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them.
Hey, I want to be one of those servants that's out there doing. I want to be one of those servants that's doing what we've been tasked to do. Studying, teaching, praying, reading, fasting, all of that. This walk, it is not for it's not for the faint. I mean, for real, that's why Yahweh said, many are called, but few are chosen. Many people say that they about this life. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. I'm trying to, me personally, I want to make it out of here. I want to make my calling and election sure. I would hate to have gone through this life and to fall short.
Oh, that's something right there.
Faith is a work. Faith is a work. Let's get the book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 12. And then let's get the book of James, chapter 2 and verse 18. Faith is a work. But you can't just say that you got faith.
You said it's 14 and 12, right?
Time.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and faith, and the faith of Yahushua.
Right? Yeah. You need faith. You gotta have faith. But you just cannot have faith and not have any works. Right? Let's get that in James. I think that brother done froze up.
Okay, I get it. The book of James, chapter 2 and verse 18. Yeah, a man say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
Come on.
Thou believest that there is one God. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble.
Right. And now that that verse right there is cold, especially when it goes to speaking to people in Christianity, who say that they believe in God. Hey, the devils believe in God. What does that mean? That don't mean nothing. It said, and what's even deeper on that verse, it said the devils believe and they tremble. People in Christianity don't tremble at the Most High.
Cut the Trinity too.
Right. Read the next verse.
Verse 20. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead?
So you cannot just say that I have faith. Faith is a work in itself. Right? If you say that you have faith, you're going to have something that backs up that faith to prove that you got that faith. If you say that I have faith that prime example, when Barack Obama went to Flint and they was talking about the water when the water was poisoned, and he took the glass of water to show that he was going to drink the water because he believed that the water had got clean and it wasn't poison no more. That fool ain't drink that water.
Hell no.
He knew better than to drink that water. He didn't really have no faith in that. All right, let me get Sirach 32 and 24. Because belief is a work in itself.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 32, and verse 24. He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandment, and he that trusteth in him shall fare never the worse.
Hey, right? When you believe, when you have belief, when you believe in the Most High, you're going to take heed to the commandments. Meaning you're going to do it. That's what it means. You can't just say I believe, but then you're not doing nothing. That's not how it works. But man, we're gonna go ahead, man. We're gonna get ready to shut it down. That was just on my spirit today. Actually, it's been on my spirit for a little while now. You know, actually, when I jumped on the Sabbath morning brew and we was talking about conditions of the battle, right? Conditions of the battle, man. You know, for real, we're in a fight, man. We're in a fight, and though we wrestle not against flesh and blood, hey, we are in a fight, and we're fighting for ourselves. We're laboring for ourselves. We're laboring for our family. We're laboring for friends, for brothers, for sisters. Let's grab that precept that Captain Shaquat just dropped. That's a good one.
Second Ezra 9:7.
Yeah, that's a good precept.
It's the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 7. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith.
What?
Escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed.
Hey, that's what Revelation said, right? Keep the commandments and have the faith of Yahweh Shai. Man, that's a cold scripture right there. And this is why Christianity removed these books. It goes against what they teach. It goes against their narrative. It goes against them getting your money. Well, what are the works? You speak of works, but not explaining the works. The works is the commandments. We just read it.
Keeping the commandments.
That's the works. The works is the commandments.
Let me get a precept real quick.
You went to a bunch of precepts on work. That brother cooking, remember that brother cooking, so he must have walked away when you went to those precepts.
Because Yahweh Shai is our perfect example. And this is what he did. Book of John, chapter 15, verse 10. If you keep my commandment, you shall abide in my love. Here's the point. Even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. So Christ, who was the perfect example, kept the commandments. Yeah.
That's right. That's the works. That's the works, man. You gotta keep the laws of the Most High God. Right? What Tays put in, he said Galatians 3:12, the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them. Wisdom is doing the con. That's right. That's right. All right. So with that, man, again, sorry. No, not sorry. I'm really not sorry. Because that was on my spirit, man. And sometimes we gotta get into, rebuking messages. or sometimes we gotta, you know, hey, we gotta say what the word is. Now, this weekend, Captain Shaquat wants me to let it be known we gonna be out there at Pier 39 in San Francisco. So if y'all are in the Bay Area, and you want to come down, please do. Baba Gasha. We'd love to help you. Got questions or anything else, we're gonna be out there live. Pier 39, San Francisco, California. And then also we got the Hebrew Summit coming up. August the 29th is the meet and greet. That next day we will be having camp. The location still will be disclosed at a later point in time. Then Saturday is the event. Sunday is the cookout. If you've never been to a summit before, definitely come through. Guarantee that you will have a good time in worshiping the Most High, being around brothers, sisters, like-minded. If you got items, if you got things that you sell, right, get a hold of Elder Zaquan. There's the fly right there. Get a hold of Elder Zaquan. You can go through, you can get your ticket on Eventbrite. Go ahead, get those tickets now. Do not wait. Again, it's starting Thursday, August 29th is the meet and greet. That's going to be in Greensboro. Friday, August 30th is camp. That's going to be 300 North Elm Street. Then we've got the summit. The summit is August 31st. Then we got the cookout. The cookout is September 1st. All right. And again, get your tickets on Eventbrite. And if you want to become a vendor, contact Elder Zaquan. Right. His number's on the flyer. And then you can go through and you can set up your booth and let brothers and sisters definitely partake in or purchase your goods, man. Right? For us, by us. So with that, hey, brothers, got anything?
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
All right, y'all. Hey, with that, love y'all. Make sure y'all get those tickets. Tap in tomorrow night, Thursday, and then of course, Sabbath morning brew on Saturday. And if you are in our chats and you want to jump on to the prayer line, we will be having prayer to start out the Shabbat. We do that every week. We have prayer the Shabbat. If you have questions or you want to talk about something that you went over during the week, you want to ask the captain, you want to ask one of the officers, get some better edification on it, that's the time that we're definitely there and going into doctrines. All right. With that being said, we are the Anointed House of Saints. Hey, Shalom, Israel.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black music, black music, black music, black music.
Applying pressure, we gon' press them with some steppers. Give you this business, we got work, no, you can't help it. We certified in this walk, you been out Tesla. Better call us Israelites when you address us. Applying pressure, we gon' press them with some steppers. Give you this business, we got work, no, you can't help it. We certified in this walk, you been our Tesla. Better call us Israelites when you address us. Ay, we certified in this truth, do more than talk, we stand on it. The Lord called and I woke up like, why? Cause I didn't plan on it. I took a chance on it. Put in work, went put my hands on it. This life I live for real, them curses seal the deal. Quit playing, homie, we some big steppers. Dream records, we the Israelites. This life here come with a price. Guys on earth, you heard.